can I change my alimony order? Hi, I'm Bill Farias, founder of Farias Family Law. And this question came from an individual who approached us just a couple of weeks ago. Retirement is coming for him, and he wants to know whether he can terminate his alimony order. He heard through the grapevine that in 2012, Massachusetts passed a law that allows people paying alimony to terminate their alimony at Social Security retirement age. And so the answer to this question for this individual, unfortunately, was that he cannot terminate his alimony because of his specific circumstances. But that brought to mind for me this question of whether alimony can be changed and under what circumstances. And this is very important because people paying alimony should be able to plan financially for the future, and having this information is of significant value. So first of all, you have to look at the terms of your agreement. You have two choices when you come to an agreement on alimony, and the two choices are, number one, to leave alimony open and modifiable for the future, which is the default and what happens in most cases. However, on the other hand, you do have the option of contracting to close out alimony. In other words, the terms in your agreement are final and cannot be changed absent extraordinary circumstances. That is called survival. So if alimony survives in your agreement, that means you're basically stuck with those terms forever. If alimony merges, then that means that you may be able to modify your order depending on the circumstances. So let's say that your alimony order is modifiable. The standard for modifying alimony is called material change in circumstances. So you have to show the court that since your last judgment, the last time you were in court and addressed alimony, there has been a material change in circumstances. So this usually involves the payor losing significant income. So if the payor loses a job, especially if it's not that individual's fault, was laid off, then that person can go to court and ask the court for a downward modification of alimony. That's the most common scenario. The other grounds for alimony modification came from the Alimony Reform Act, which was passed in 2012, and there are two main components to that. So actually three. So two of them are only applicable to cases that were resolved after March of 2012, which is when the law went into effect. So those are the cohabitation and the retirement provisions. So for cases that were resolved after March 1st, 2012, if the payor is approaching Social Security retirement age, which is 66, 67, then the payor can move to terminate the alimony order. Also, for cases resolved after March 1st, 2012, if the payee, the person receiving alimony, is cohabitating with another individual, usually a boyfriend or girlfriend, fiance, for 3 consecutive months, then the payor can ask the court to modify the alimony order, to either reduce alimony or to terminate it. There are also durational limits now to alimony. So the longer your marriage was, the longer you have to pay alimony. But depending on where you fall on the spectrum of length of the marriage, then you would have a certain amount of time that you would pay alimony, and then once that time is up, once a durational limit is hit, you can file and ask the court to terminate your alimony. The durational limit, unlike retirement and cohabitation, applies to all cases, including cases that were resolved before 2012. So can I change my alimony order? It depends. You got to look at the terms of your agreement, and you got to ask, was there a material change in circumstance if it is modifiable? And then you also have to consider the retirement and cohabitation provisions, which apply to agreements or judgments entered after March 1st, 2012. And you also have durational limits that you should look into. If you have any other questions, you can call us at 508-675-0464. You can email us at info@fariasfamilylaw.com. If you found this video helpful, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. And you could also find us on Facebook at Farias Family Law. Thank you. Have a good day.